Exploring the U.S. Army's approach to counterinsurgency in Venezuela. The U.S. Army has been involved in counterinsurgency in various parts of the world for decades. However, the situation in Venezuela has presented unique challenges to the Army. In this article, we will explore the U.S. Army's approach to counterinsurgency in Venezuela and discuss the various factors that have influenced their strategy. The United States has been involved in the politics of Venezuela for many years. In 2018, the U.S. government declared that it no longer recognized Nicolas Maduro as the legitimate president of Venezuela and instead recognized Juan Guaido as the interim president. The U.S. government has been pushing for regime change in Venezuela ever since. In response to the U.S. government's efforts, the Maduro regime has become increasingly authoritarian. The economic crisis in Venezuela has made the situation worse, and many people have suffered as a result. As the situation has deteriorated, more and more Venezuelans have turned to violence to express their frustration. This has created a complex security situation for the U.S. Army to deal with. The U.S. Army's approach to counterinsurgency in Venezuela has been to focus on low-intensity conflict. This means that they are working to disrupt insurgent networks and prevent them from gaining momentum. The U.S. Army has been working closely with the Venezuelan opposition and other groups to provide them with training and equipment. This has allowed them to become more effective in their fight against the Maduro regime. One of the key challenges for the U.S. Army in Venezuela is the lack of support from the Venezuelan people. While there is significant opposition to the Maduro regime, many Venezuelans are also opposed to foreign intervention. This makes it more difficult for the U.S. Army to gain the trust of the population. Another challenge for the U.S. Army is the lack of cooperation from the Venezuelan military. The military is a key player in Venezuelan politics, and they have been reluctant to abandon their support for the Maduro regime. This means that the U.S. Army has to work around the military rather than with them. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Army has had some success in disrupting insurgent networks in Venezuela. They have been using a combination of military and non-military measures to achieve their objectives. This includes providing training and equipment to the Venezuelan opposition, as well as working to disrupt the flow of weapons and financial support to the Maduro regime. In addition to their efforts in Venezuela, the U.S. Army has also been working to strengthen their relationships with other countries in the region. They have been providing training and equipment to other countries, such as Colombia, to help them deal with their own security challenges. This has allowed the U.S. Army to build partnerships and gain valuable experience in counterinsurgency. One of the key lessons that the U.S. Army has learned in Venezuela is the importance of building relationships with local communities. This means listening to their concerns and working to address their needs. By doing so, the U.S. Army has been able to gain the trust of the population and build support for their efforts. Overall, the U.S. Army's approach to counterinsurgency in Venezuela has been a complex and challenging one. The unique political and social situation in Venezuela has made it difficult to achieve their objectives. However, by using a combination of military and non-military measures, the U.S. Army has been able to disrupt insurgent networks and prevent them from gaining momentum. Despite the challenges, the U.S. Army remains committed to working with the Venezuelan opposition and other groups to bring about positive change in the country.